Hello, everyone. Once again, this is Dare to Speak. And I wanted to say how I feel about this particular subject. I know this is something that's very popular, and a lot of people talk about this. It's very famous in conspiracy theories and things like that about the Illuminati. And what I actually feel about it, and what I actually know about it, as far as my own research and things like that. I do study every now and then, not too often, but every now and then I study things on secret societies, especially with those that deals with witchcraft. I actually I'm into that for obvious reasons, and I wanted to just say, for those of you who wants to narrow it down to what the Illuminati really is, because there's a lot of misconceptions about it, and the most common misconception about the Illuminati is the fact that it has to do with Satan or Lucifer, and the whole 666 thing. That's the thing. That's the biggest misconception of all. And the reason why I said that is of course for what I found out in my own personal research, and also certain people that I spoke to some years ago, and these people have passed away. So I would like to interview them again or talk to them again. But I can't. And according to them, what they said to me, I think is profound. Of course, it's just an opinion. I'm not trying to say this is what it is. This is just an opinion. So bear with me on this one. I'm not trying to talk shit or anything like that. But originally, the Illuminati, from my own research by itself, is usually a group of people for the 1700s. They were all scientists, and they were trying to they were against religion. They were against the whole idea of religion because they thought it was corrupted. They weren't actually being upfront with people with the truth, and the whole Jesus deception, and using the Bible, for their own personal gain. And they weren't being truthful about the way life really is. And they wanted to pursue what is called the scientific truth. And they were seen so much as a threat by the church that a lot of them were hunted down and killed. And over the years, they became radicals. The Illuminati started killing people that were into the whole strict Christian fundamentalist type of beliefs and things like that. So they started killing them in the name of scientific truth, and also for revenge or justice for what happened to their earlier people that died for to try to expose the truth. And over the years after that, they became more and more radical. And the Illuminati, the true meaning of that to begin with, means the enlightened ones. The ones that have that had the enlightenment of knowing the truth. For some people, it's spiritual enlightenment, like the Shaolin monks, that kind of thing. But that's what the spiritual. With them is more of to the scientific. And then over the decades, and then over the centuries, those type of people pretty much died out, and then someone else took over. And these were the people that are known as the Illuminati of today. And these are the evil people, the ones that hold the golden scepter of power. The real bad guys, the ones that are really diabolic, very controlling, evil to the bone, corrupted like a motherfucker. These are the Illuminati of today, and it still means the enlightened ones, because of the fact that they know how the world really is. Enlightened, as in the knowledge, they actually have the secret knowledge of what most people outside the Illuminati don't know. And because of that, they have all this power that they actually want. They abuse their power, and they pretty much get away with it. Now, who exactly are the Illuminati of today? Who are they exactly? Well, for one thing, they're not demons or like whatever, anything like that. But they are human. They are a group of human beings. However, again, this is just an opinion from my own research. These people that are human, but they're also half-breeds, what you would call half-breeds. They have the DNA of these unnatural creatures, if you want to call it, or whatever you want to call them. And those are the ones that are able to, some, or I guess all of them do. I'm not really sure, but I suspect all of them do. These are the ones that shapeshift into these reptilian type, whatever people that you want to call it. All these type of monsters. I call them these evil monsters. That's what I would basically would refer them to. You can call them what you will. They actually shapeshift into these creatures. Now, that's because of the fact that they have the specific DNA to do so. Now, you have to be born into this type of society, into this type of group, in order to become this Illuminati of today. And who they are exactly, these half-breeds, according to what I came to the conclusion of, they're Atlanteans. If you could trace back their genetic DNA, it traces back from generations, from thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years, or however long back when Atlantis, when the city of Atlantis actually was destroyed. These were a group of survivors. They were corrupted. They were called the surviving sons. These are the descendants of the surviving sons of Belial. And Belial is supposed to be a demon, according to Christian and Jewish folklore. I don't know about Muslims. I think Muslims I think they have that information too. But Belial is not a demon. He's an alien. And from what I found out, and again, this is not conclusive. I'm not saying this is what it is. I'm just being informative. From what I found out, Belial is actually a high-ranking alien from the Anunnaki Empire. And these people actually worship him. This group of people. And that's how they became rich, because they abandoned the whole enlightenment, the spiritual enlightenment. They abandoned it. And then a lot of these people crossbreeded with Belial and his faction, and then they gave birth to these new half breeds of people. and a lot of them have the DNA from well, from other types. I'm not gonna get into that right now, but there's a lot to explain. But there's other types of alien stuff involved too. But I'm not gonna get into that. So these are the Atlanteans. These are the descendants of the surviving sons of Belial. And if you were to, if for any of you who saw the movie Society, with those these rich group of people who are about to sacrifice their this one guy that he thought was part of the family, but he wasn't. He found out at the end that he was going to be a sacrifice for this society of species. And these are the people that are known as the ones that that shapeshift into these type of creatures, and they're very corrupted. They're very evil, and these are the ones that actually rule the world. But they are human, but they just have the DNA to shapeshift, and they can only do it at a specific time and place. They don't just shapeshift anytime they want. But there have been reports that they could actually shapeshift by accident. And that's because of some, I'm not really quite sure what causes it to happen. I do have some theories, but I don't want to just say it because I could be wrong about it. And I think it's kind of sensitive and whatever, and I don't know. I think it's just, I don't think it's worth mentioning right now. I mean, because when I mention something, I want to be sure of it, or at least for the most part, mostly sure, or almost positive of it. So these are the descendants of the surviving sons of Belial, a group of corrupted Atlanteans that have the ability to shapeshift, and of course you have to be born into it. You have to be bred into it, and stuff like that. And these are the rich people, the ones that rule the world, these 13 families or whatever you want to call them. And this is, again, this is what I found out. Now, whether this is really true, I honestly don't know. My suspicion is leaning more towards the yes. It's more like 60% yes. I believe that's the case. And 40% no. I kind of doubt it that that's really the case. So I'm not really quite sure. But like I said, if this is true, then this is what they really are, the Illuminati of today. And of course, people, this one lady who said she was a ritual survivor. She said that she saw all these famous people. There's in politics that she saw them shapeshift and all this kind of stuff like that. It's a pretty wild and crazy story. I don't know if I take that seriously. I honestly don't know. I do find it interesting. I do find it scary, but I honestly don't know. And for those of you who may think that I left something out, because like I said before, it has nothing to do with Satan, because of the fact, like I said before, in videos that I said earlier, that Satan is actually made up. I'm sorry, but he is made up, and God is also made up. So they're trying to make people believe that there is a God and a Satan, and there's this duality between angels and demons and stuff like that, and then people are buying into that shit. They're buying into it. So this is not the worship of Satan. It's the worship of these creatures that are known to be aliens. But again, like I said before, I'm not trying to talk shit. But if you do have a different opinion about who the Illuminati of today really are, the ones that have been around for who knows how long, and they took over the original Illuminati, the ones that are into the science, and they're not exactly bad guys, the original Illuminati. So with that being said, If there's anything that I might have left out, just let me know. Drop a comment. If you have any questions, again, same thing. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. And again, to all of you, take care.